product provided by Nintendo. Well, all the videos on this channel come right down to this, Super Mario Party. There's a lot here to love, a lot here to hate, and a lot to discuss, so let's do that. In the lead up to Super Mario Party, I had a moderate level of excitement for this game. I do love Mario Party, but it's not exactly the type of series that garners the level of excitement that a Smash Brothers or a Pokemon would. However, the one advantage that Super Mario Party did have is the fact that it's the type of game that I would watch a Let's Play for, and it's the first game in the series that I had any level of interest in post Let's Play world. And with that, my excitement has exponentially increased after watching the Game Grumps Mario Party playthrough. Watching that made me remember the chaotic fun that can be had playing through Mario Party with a friend. Now I know a lot of people dislike it due to its random nature at times, but for me, and I'm sure many others, that adds to the atmosphere surrounding the game. It makes sessions with friends that much more fun in my opinion. If you don't like the rubber banding that comes with the formula, you already know this game isn't for you. My personal opinion is you maybe should lighten up a bit. Fun can be had without a game needing to be fully dependent on the level of skill you have at every given moment. That's just my 2 cents. In this video, I want to break down the tenets of a Mario Party game and judge how well or poorly I think Super Mario Party does at achieving each one of these things. Admittedly, this game boasts a decently sized roster of iconic Mario characters spanning back a fair amount of the franchise's history. The characters in the Mario Party series have always been mostly superficial additions. Unlike most other Mario spin-offs, different characters don't sport different attributes, with the exception being that each character has their own unique dye, which, even when acknowledging that one key difference, I think we can all agree, the need for a roster becomes 100% about which characters do people like most and want to use in the game. It's for this reason that I believe the characters that are made available should be dramatically increased to include even more of the characters in the Mario universe. We're not talking a Smash Bros level development task here. I want to be EGAD, I want to be a Thwomp. How'd they manage to not include Pauline? The sky's the limit. They allow Goomba to take part, he has no arms, so all bets are off. There's no reasoning away why we don't have more characters in these games. And to make matters worse, not every character that is available in this game is available from the start. 4 of the characters are made available by accomplishing 4 different tasks, with only half of those characters in my opinion being worth the effort, which would be the Kongs. Super Mario Party is middling at best when considering the character offering. There's surely no lack of options, but it's nothing special either. This is an area that I personally would encourage ND Cube and Nintendo to shake up their approach to come the next release of this series. Even for the characters that they previously or currently use as elements of a stage, there's no reason why every character can't be included. Give us more off-the-wall characters to choose from, even if that means replacing or doubling up on characters that are used currently in the board game. A lot of people are of the opinion that the board game aspect of the Mario Party series is nothing more than a means to an end, and for a while I mostly agreed with that viewpoint. After all, the most fun part of the experience is the mini games, but for reasons that I'll get into in a bit, I've come to the conclusion that good boards really tie the experience together. They're the glue of the franchise, and with that said, Super Mario Party is in an interesting place in the franchise's history. It gets points for me for being the return to form that we so desperately needed after the disaster that was the style of board included in Mario 9 and 10. But it loses points for its lack in variety in more ways than one. The most obvious variety issue is the actual number of boards included. 4 boards is pretty anemic on paper. It's the smallest offering to date when considering console Mario Party games. And it gets even worse when you consider the fact that each individual board lacks the breadth and events that was present in past Mario Party games, and the fact that, again, you need to unlock 25% of the offering here, which I feel I need to stress. I am of the opinion that requiring us to unlock portions of a game like this feels unnecessary, especially when what's already here feels super limited. When judging what is here, I would be remiss if I didn't mention how much I felt like each board bleeds together. Of course, there's some unique elements for each, but what is shared, I think, greatly outweighs those unique aspects. In my time with Super Mario Party, the outcome of each game was impacted significantly less by any board-specific event than they were by what's shared across all of them, with the first thing that comes to mind being the stores with almost completely identical inventories. I feel like making the maps more varied from one another by way of exclusive items, multiple board-specific events, as well as more branching paths would help to mitigate the feeling of sameness. A lot of people have already voiced their desire for more boards, but I think 4 really solid ones that can offer an experience that keeps you on your toes for a lot more play sessions than the current format does would be preferable to just adding more that are similar to the ones that exist. Again, it pains me to say that the boards in this game are pretty underwhelming. I wouldn't go as far as saying they are bad, but they are lackluster and lack real variety from one another. Really, the only standout to me is the unlockable stage, Kamek's Tantalizing Tower. This stage I feel adds a bit more strategy as well as some risk reward to the game, as the stars don't relocate when a player buys one. It is always at the same location on the map, with the shakeup being that the stars' prices fluctuate as people buy them. I love this change, and I think it's substantial changes to the minute-to-minute board gameplay like this that Super Mario Party's boards on the whole are lacking. The minigames in Super Mario Party follow a similar theme for me. I enjoy most of them, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't left disappointed by the Joy-Con features that are left on the table here. The feature that Super Mario Party makes the most use of would have to be HD Rumble, and that implementation is great. I enjoy the games that use it, and I especially love the musical touch that they added to alert players of their turn starting that's made possible by HD Rumble. I just wish more of the Switch was used in this regard. I wanted things like asymmetric games that take advantage of the IR camera in particular, as I personally feel like that tech is more interesting for a game like this than HD Rumble could ever be. And to be fair, Toad's Rec Room takes advantage of even more of the Switch's capabilities by way of a very recently discovered facet of the Switch, but it's hard to really revel in it since that particular aspect of Switch requires more hardware to take advantage of. Another way that they can improve the variety is to look to games like 1-2-Switch. I feel that game did a better job at Mario Party worthy minigames than this game does at times. It's a shame because had 1-2-Switch just been a Mario Party game or perhaps a WarioWare game, people might have embraced it more, and I think Nintendo should maybe take that into account for the next party. A lot of the ideas used in 1-2-Switch could work well in Mario Party games, in my opinion, and I think that this can both solve the variety issue that I speak to and also improve the overall amount of minigames while they're at it. As I was writing this, I was aware that there's going to be comments from people that are saying, you just want more, more, and more, but that's just it. I don't want more. I want them to return to how they used to approach these games. They had variety. If you're keeping score, I'm sure you're aware that I don't exactly think that Super Mario Party knocks it out of the park in most aspects of the game. For the modes, that remains true. There is good in here, but for the most part, the modes follow the trend set by the rest of the game. They all have potential, but ultimately need to be fleshed out more to be worth including. The main mode is obviously the most thought out and worth your time. The partner party variation of this formula can be a fun distraction, though at times frustrating with a mixture of random dice rolls that only allow you to get to where you need to go if you're lucky enough to get an even or odd number depending on where on the board you want to go. River Survival is another fun break from the formula, but it's admittedly a bit too long for me to want to jump into it over the main mode. Soundstage is a rhythm heaven-like assortment of minigames, but even that feels like it's lacking a variety. The single player offering Challenge Road is understandably forgettable because if you're buying this game, you're most likely doing so with friends in mind. And that to me is one of the more painful aspects of this game. They don't exactly think of the modern way that a lot of people interact with their friends, with its online offering being limited to playing a small selection of minigames in a gauntlet mode called MARIOTHON. And I know not everyone takes takes issue with this. Some people, for whatever reason, think the online should be lackluster because according to them, no one wants to play a game online that takes a lot of time to play. I'd personally say they're insane at best and stupid at worst while directing their attention to literally any other board game turned into a video game in the past 5 to 10 years that have online components for their main games. Monopoly comes to mind, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. That aside, the modes in the game overall feel superfluous a lot of the time. I'd actually prefer a smaller amount of modes if each one was deeper. If I had my way, I'd either consolidate modes like Toad's Rec Room and Soundstage into the main mode, and I would prefer for a mode like River Survival to be adapted into a board in the main party mode as well. I actually like Super Mario Party despite all of these gripes. It's a fun, chaotic game that's flavored by the people you play it with. And more than anything, it's a promising start to bringing back a series that has lost its way. They still have a ways to go before it's returned to its Mario Party, 1 through 7 glory days, but like I said, it's a good start. But those are my thoughts. What do you think about Super Mario Party? And for the comment challenge, what's your most and least favorite Mario Party minigame of all time? Thanks for watching. Did you enjoy the video? If you did, I would much appreciate it if you click the like button and share it with a friend who may be interested in picking up Super Mario Party but has a little bit of doubt. Check out the links below to join our Discord community or help support the channel through affiliate links, or join to become a channel member for exclusive emotes, loyalty badges, gaming time with us, and Switch keys when they're available. But most importantly, subscribe and ring the bell for more videos like this every Tuesday and Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. New podcasts every Saturday, yes, this Saturday, despite the fact that I'm still unpacking from my recent move, explaining the set that we got going on here. But that's it for me. See you next week.